Are we ready? I've got it recording because I want to see y'all's reactions, because obviously neither of you know what the quiz is or anything like that.
No.
So, all right, are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boom.
God. Oh, my.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So, this isn't the intro, but it's going to be like a sub-intro. Boom, that's why I'm wearing the outfit.
I looked up the wrong fact.
Yeah. What up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing today? Welcome to a totally not out of nowhere video for Danganronpa season that I totally didn't think of about 2 days ago. Anyway, as you can see on the screen, this is a quiz about Kyoko quotes, and what Steve has to do is it's a 50-50. I'm going to show you 25 different quotes, and you have to decide whether it is or is not a Kyoko quote. I know you may have realized the eagle-eared among you. I just said Steve. I didn't say Jordan.
Yeah.
Would you like to know why? That is because Jordan is not partaking in the quiz.
Oh, no.
Yes.
It's just Steve. Jordan's role is a lifeline. So Steve,
Oh, my God.
for any of the quotes, you can ask Jordan what he thinks it is. You can ask him if he thinks it's a quote or is not a quote. I guarantee he will recognize some of them, right?
Yeah.
But if you ask Jordan, you then can't ask him for the next two quotes. Otherwise, I have the power to mute you, remember? So, you know.
Oh, wait. No, again.
And there we are, right.
You need help, Harry.
I may not need help, Jordan, but Steve might as we go on
Yeah.
to the very first quote. I am very much looking forward to this. This was so fun to make. All right, the very first quote is, "No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now."
Ooh, that
No.
definitely sounds very plausible.
Just
That
me on the
definitely
finale.
sounds like something Makoto would say.
Makoto?
Makoto, sorry.
You what, mate?
What happens if we lose this quiz?
Oh yeah, I didn't bring in any stakes. I forgot about that. Yeah, you
Uh-oh.
need to get at least
Jordan,
15...
you should shoot your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to get at least 15 right, or I'm going to enact something that I like to call the K.T.H.A.L.
Wait, not
Oh,
the.
no.
I've heard of this. Not
Yeah,
the.
you'll find out what that is at the end of the video.
I remember when I was watching her, everything she said always reminded me a lot of Sherlock Holmes.
That sounds like a stalker.
And that also sounds like something Sherlock Holmes would say. So I'm like, yeah, that definitely seems like
Ultimate
something she could
Detective.
say.
Ultimate
Yeah,
Detective,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So that does make a lot of sense.
I feel like I've heard it at some point before.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes, that is a real one.
Jordan, would you like to?
For starters, it's me at the finale of WandaVision. You probably heard it before because Harry quotes this one very regularly.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, I thought he maybe did.
I guarantee I have said this on a video before. I'm so certain.
So
Yeah,
yes, it is a Kyoko quote.
It is, and it is from chapter 6 of Trigger Happy Habit.
Is it?
Ah, right.
Yep.
When does she actually say it?
Quote number 2. "There is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact."
See, I feel like this is more likely someone saying this to them than it is actually them saying it. But for this one, I'm going to use my first lifeline. I'm going to use ask Jordan what he thinks.
Jordan, what do you think?
You know, I thought this would be somewhat easier. You know, I played the game. I'm trying to think of when she would have said it, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't recognise this at all. Like, this is not one that I think I've ever heard before.
Unless she was talking this to someone, like she was talking to Shuichi, which I doubt.
Shuichi? They're not in the same game, but all right.
Yeah, but they're in the school mode, aren't they? Unless she's giving him like the clues of how to be a better detective because he needs it.
Shots fired.
I was going to say, I do remember that bit though where she's basically saying to somebody about how they need to come to their own conclusions about it. So I don't know if it was part of that.
Ah, yes, that is very good. Love that quote.
Unless it's in Leon's case.
Leon.
When she's talking about 11037. It could be there. I don't think it's at Mondo's bit.
All right.
because I
I'm
think
just going to
the
say
already
one
says
thing right now. You are thinking so much more about this than I thought you would. But
Yeah,
anyway, I thought this 10-minute video, one and done. Let's go. But fair enough. Gives me more work to edit. Anyway,
I'm going to put a gamble, and I'd say my advice is that I'd go, yeah, I could see her saying that.
all right.
Oh, really? Oh, because I was thinking the opposite.
All right. So, Steve, do you follow?
I'm gonna go with Jordan's advice.
Don't put this pressure on me.
Is that yeah? You're going with Jordan, yeah?
Yes. We'll say that's real.
You should not have done that.
Ah!
Because it's ironic that you mentioned Sherlock Holmes' last question, because this is a quote from Arthur Conan Doyle.
Damn
Of
it!
course
That's
it is.
why.
So that's probably why you recognize it, to be fair. All right.
I'm going to overthink this.
3. If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Straight away, that actually to me doesn't sound like something she would say.
All right.
That just
Why is
doesn't.
Why is that?
Like, I think it's the idea of the word. I don't feel like she would use the word fight. I feel like she'd be more the type of person that would, but like maybe use like the word. I don't know, something more. Well, she always speaks more in I think like a higher person sort of thing. And I don't feel like she would be like, I will fight somebody. No, I don't think that's her. I'm gonna say no, that's not her. And I feel like that actually might be a Persona 5 quote, and I don't know why.
You're both right. It is not a Kyoko quote. It is, in fact, a quote from Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic 06. Quote number 4. When you dismiss other people's feelings, it will always come back to bite you in the end.
Not their fault if they're going to bite in habit, is it?
I'll be honest, I don't remember. I mean, in fact, I think there was a scene, if I'm remembering it right, where she does actually the opposite of this quote, where she's she's the one dismissing people's feelings.
How dare you? How dare you? What? No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I might have to bring out the K.T.H.A.L early at this stage.
No,
What the hell?
You dismiss other people's feelings. So I suppose if you're dismissing other people's feelings in a trial sort of scenario, you might have misjudged how they've responded to something.
Maybe.
So actually, yeah, now I'm sort of convinced myself it is one. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say it is one. I'm gonna say
You're completely changing your mind and saying that it is one now.
Yeah.
Sound logic though, because it is.
Yes!
When you were saying it wasn't, I'm pretty sure it too. But it is, Steve.
Yeah, it's like,
is.
God, I can't say anything, damn it. All right, quote number 5. If you get too involved with someone, you're apt to lose any sense of good judgment.
This definitely sounds familiar. But now the question is, where have I heard it?
Where do you think it's familiar? Yeah. I know what you mean.
Go on then. Yeah, I'll use John's lifeline. I might as well.
Jordan. He's using the Jordan.
I actually don't think this is a Kyoko quote.
Yeah, but where's it from then?
I don't know
Because
where it's
that
from.
seems way too familiar.
But listen to this logic.
Listen to me.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
She does say something incredibly similar, but it's different advice to this. It's very close to something she has said, but I don't think it's one of her quotes per se.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you where it's from, but that's my train of thought on it.
So, Steve, Jordan thinks it's not a Kyoko quote. Are you following his logic?
I actually agree. I don't think it is.
You don't think it's a Kyoko quote?
Oh,
no.
The Jordan lifeline's so much worse than I expected because it's a quote.
No. Is it to Taka and Mondo?
No, it's to Makoto because it's from Free Time event number 4.
Oh.
Oh.
Jordan, I expected so much better from you.
I haven't done Free Time event number 4.
What? Right, we're talking about that after the video. Number 6. An adventure's no fun if it's too easy.
That is very familiar. The adventure is no fun if it's too easy.
Said that for every quote so far, but all right.
Oh, that's a you in.
You're like, hey, we're gonna go on an adventure and kill people. What the fuck?
One of my good friends dies. Well, looks like I'm off on an adventure.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
remember,
just on that logic, it doesn't sound like. Yeah, to be fair though, I don't know in the game, but in the anime, she's barely around other than the trials.
That's because the anime's wrong, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just not go there. But anyway, so are you going with it's not a Kyoko quote?
Yeah, I still think it's not. It just doesn't sound. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound like something she would say. I'm trying to, because I can have the voice in her head saying it, and it just doesn't fit.
You're right, by the way. It's not a Kyoko quote. It is a quote from Sonic the Hedgehog. This time.
I thought it was
from Sonic
I was
Generations.
Because I was thinking to myself, I was like, it sounds like something that a Sonic character would say, but I was like, I have no idea which one, what game, or anything.
Number 7. Someone once told me that secrets have weight. The more you keep, the harder it is to keep moving.
Yeah. Okay, so, because obviously even if this is in the anime, like, I don't recognize it.
Yeah,
Someone's told me that secrets have weight. The more you keep, the harder it is to keep moving. Considering I can't ask Jordan, I think my instinct
You really want to ask me after my track record?
Good point.
I'm going to go with my instinct again then. I'm going to say this is a Kyoko quote.
Oh, I have heard this, to be fair.
I'll just put you out your misery. It's a quote from John Diggle from Arrow. So it is not a Kyoko quote.
Oh!
All right, question number 8. You said that despair is as contagious as any disease, but the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is.
The fact that it says about despair and hope, and that's obviously a massive part of Danganronpa, I'm like, this definitely sounds like something that'd be said like right at the very end of the game. Yeah.
But also, you know that I know that, so why would I not get a quote to purpose?
I don't know. I don't know if you'd be able to find a quote that was that perfectly linked to Danganronpa. I'm almost certain this is definitely from Danganronpa, but whether it's Kyoko that says it, that's a different question.
I've got in his brain already. I'm so happy.
I think because the fact you haven't yet used quotes from Danganronpa as the other like wrong ones, I'm going to say this is a Kyoko quote.
Final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
Steve was precisely on the money.
Yes!
It is a Kyoko quote. It is said in chapter 6 of the game, so at the very end, and is said after the trial, and is said to Junko Enoshima by Kyoko.
Yes!
You are literally spot on. That was some sound-ass logic. Quote number 9. It's annoying when people try to bury the silence with some absurd attempt at small talk.
I do think I recognise this one.
Okay.
I feel like this, if it is said by Kyoko, I feel like this might have been said like really, really early in the game. Like basically like when they first meet. If that would be where my mind would be leaving me. But I'm very unsure. So I'm going to use my Jordan thing now.
Gonna use his Jordan line.
I will say for a fact that you have definitely said this to me.
Uh-huh.
I have visions of Kyoko saying this, to be fair.
But it's quite easy to have visions of Kyoko saying a lot of things.
All right.
But, you know,
I have
that could be taken out of context. Don't take that out of context.
I personally don't think it is. Do you think?
Don't.
But then every time I've gone with you, I've got it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It's annoying me because I've heard this before, and I don't know if I mind just saying, yeah, you heard it when it's early on in the game when they're all in the cafeteria. And she,
Or like,
well,
you know,
unless it's not
you did say
Kyoko
that
that
I've
says
said it
it.
to you before, so maybe
Yeah.
it's just because I've said it to you, not actually.
Yeah. See, I think that's why I recognise it. I don't think I recognise it from Danganronpa. I think I recognise it from Harry repeating it from something else. I feel like she's saying this to Makoto, though. So I actually do think this is her saying it now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going with that. I'm going that this is a Kyoko quote.
You know what's incredibly annoying, right? You know when people are so far off the mark, but you still get it right? Like, yes, it is a Kyoko quote. However, well, ironically, you are right about the cafeteria. However, it's not in the anime, and it is technically not in the main game. It's in the school mode of Trigger Happy Habits. Ironically, it is said in the cafeteria. All right, we're into double figures now with question, quote, question, quote. 10. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
I know George can't say anything, but to me,
No.
the first thing that came to mind was that sounds like a Sonic quote. That
Okay.
so sounds like if it's not a Sonic quote, it should be a Sonic quote.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's pretty good, isn't it?
But then the survive with everyone else, that's where it starts making me go, oh, I'm not sure now. If it was just survive with anyone else, I would go, it is. But because of the first bit, I'm going to say it's not.
He said his answer, so I can talk her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let you because Steve's right.
Is it Sonic as well?
No, it is from Danganronpa.
Is it
from
Kaito?
Danganronpa V3, said by Tenko Chabashira in chapter 3.
Said by Tenko?
Yep.
Oh, it's to Himiko.
Yeah, it's to Himiko, and it's fucking seesaws. Number 11. The act of searching for hope, to try and find it. That by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward, no matter what trouble you may fall into.
The word hope is so... There's how many times is it 3, 4 times it's in this?
2, 3. Yeah, 3.
3. Which obviously, with the whole thing of hope being a crucial thing in Danganronpa, that's hope. But like I said, hope is a really big bit. But however, unlike the other one, it had despair in it as well, which really drew me to Danganronpa. This is less, because the fact is, the word hope on its own could be used in quite a lot of different things. Not even, it still could be Danganronpa, and it's like, I can't even narrow it down to the series, never mind the person. I'm gonna say that this is, because I feel like this is something that would be said like in the very, very end scene as the door is opening.
You are 100% yet again, Steve.
Oh my god.
It is a Kyoko quote. It is said in the epilogue, so after everything has been confirmed, and it is one of the last things she says before leaving.
Oh my god!
So, I'm honestly thinking you know more about this than Jordan does. Quote number 12. You don't know the first thing about...
That's a long one.
Yeah, it's another long one, guys. You don't know the first thing about strength. You turn your back on people, run away when things get too hard. You put others in harm's way instead of yourself. You may be powerful, but that doesn't make you strong.
Because I've got the idea of like other series that you might have used quotes from. The fact it says run away immediately makes me think Sonic.
Everything makes you think Sonic. I used to. Now all of a sudden. You have Jordan again, by the way. I just remembered.
But I just wanted like to sort of go through my head and go, what could I have heard this from? I can't see in a context the bit about putting other people in harm's way instead of yourself perfectly fitting with something you would say in a Danganronpa scenario. Because I'm fairly sure that this isn't a Danganronpa quote, so it's not a Kyoko quote.
Not a Kyoko quote. That is right. You're on a bit of a roll right now, Steve.
Yeah. Is it a Sonic one then?
I think it's a Persona quote.
It's a quote from Yang Xiaolong in Volume 5 of Ruby. He
Yes,
says
of
it to
course.
Raven while in the vault.
Yeah.
Oh! Of
That-
course it is!
Yeah, so that's why you recognise it and you both heard it before, because you will
Yes!
have. 13. We're getting through these nicely now. If I stop now, then you really will give up hope. Not while I'm still breathing. Too many people have given up already, and who can blame them? The world's fallen apart around them, but I'm not about to do the same.
Ooh. Ooh. That. Now, the world falling apart around them, that bit makes me think if it is going to be a Danganronpa quote, it's a late Danganronpa quote in the series because they don't learn that the world's been destroyed, I don't think, until they meet Junko.
Just Steve has me as a lifeline, doesn't he?
He does have you as a lifeline, but he has to say that he
I
wants
wasn't going to use you, but now I've thought about it more, I'm actually quite confused. So yes, I'm going to use Jordan lifeline
Using
now.
the Jordan.
I am 95% sure that this is a quote from Jade from Dragon Quest in her side arc. If I am wrong, I will literally give up.
Yeah, but do remember, he's been wrong before. He's only is
Yeah, I know he
5%
has.
uncertainty. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say that that's not a Kyoko quote.
Jordan has redeemed himself yet again, and this
Yes!
is even more on the money because he is 100%.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that is from Jade's side arc in Dragon Quest XI.
I'm glad I asked him because I would have said it was.
All right, number 14. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say?
This isn't a hint. I'm sure I've seen that on an instructional video at uni.
Or a lot of the ones that have been Kyoko quotes so far, that's actually been quite long. Like, they've not been particularly short and sharp, which to me, this kind of is. And it's not using what I would call fancy words. It's like, cause I feel like she uses really high, like, end and really, like, I can't think of the word, like, sort of posh sounding words when she's saying stuff.
Yeah, that's because she's better than you and she knows it. But anyway.
That's my final answer. It's not a Kyoko quote.
It isn't.
Oh, you were on such a roll, and now you've ruined it.
Oh!
Because that is, in fact, a Kyoko quote, and it is in Chapter 6 of Trigger Happy Havoc. All right, next question. Next quote question. The kind of love you see in fiction never represents what it's like in real life. It's boring. Those kinds of exchanges and compromises always involve far more complex feelings than what they show.
I don't remember too much about Kyoko, but what I do remember is that most of the game to start with, she has amnesia. So she wouldn't actually, for a lot of the game,
I mean, everybody does
talk about, talk about like love and that, because she couldn't really remember like family or whatever. So she wouldn't really remember what the feeling of love and stuff is. So,
oh wow,
like,
you harsh son of a bitch. I can't. Do you not ship NaeGiri, Steve? How dare you?
No.
I think I'm going to go what my initial instinct was and say it's not a Kyoko quote.
Yet again, you're on such a roll, and now you've ruined it.
This is a Kyoko. I thought this was a quote from an author.
This is a Kyoko quote from the school mode, yet again. And ironically, it's her and Makoto, and she's talking about Toko's novels, because they're all romance novels. And she turns around and says, oh yeah, well, the kind of love you see in fiction never represents what it's like in real life. Number 16, we're in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. I simply hide my emotions. There's no advantage to be gained by letting others see how you feel.
I'm going to use Jordan because I haven't got a clue.
Ooh, Jordan.
Yeah, because I haven't got a clue for this.
100% Kyoko quote. It's probably one of the 14 on his tablet.
If you're definitely that confident, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that, Steve?
Okay. I'm going with him then. I'll say
Jordan that it is a Kyoko quote.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Of course it's a Kyoko quote. Why wouldn't it be? And Jordan is right. It is also one of the 14 on my tablet. So yeah, but it is from Free Time Event 1 in Trigger Happy Havoc. All right, 17. Learn from yesterday. Live for today. Hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to not stop questioning.
I absolutely recognise that. And I'm almost certain this is definitely from Danganronpa. But, like I said before, is it a Kyoko one or is it somebody else?
Quote?
It makes too much sense. Learn from yesterday, because basically everyone dies every other day and like...
yeah. Someone's probably died yesterday, so you've got to learn from it.
It's absolutely got to be from Danganronpa. It'd be too coincidental a quote to be from anywhere else. So I would almost bet money on this being a Kyoko quote. I'm so sure it is.
How much?
So yeah. One Jordan on
it being a Kyoko quote. Well, Steve, you owe me a Jordan because it is.
Oh God damn it!
Quote. It is a quote from, of all people, Albert Einstein.
No.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see this coming. I was just looking for quotes from like famous people about like hope and stuff like that. And that one came up and I was like, oh my God. Like, that is just insane. Quote question 18. Whatever happens next, promise not to turn your back on hope. I'm on your side. Don't ever forget that.
See, the fact now you slipped and said that you were looking for hope quotes. I'm like, damn it. No, I'm not too sure. Because it's like, this is a hope quote. So it's like, that could be.
Yeah, it's funny that you think I said that by accident. Anyway.
I'm stumped. It's just gonna be a guess this time because I haven't got any logic to go with either way. I'm on your side.
Don't ever forget that.
I feel like I'm gonna say it's not a Kyoko quote because I don't even think this is a Danganronpa quote. The idea of someone saying I'm on your side as well as not turning your back on hope doesn't quite seem to fit with what I could imagine anybody saying after they've learned the truth. So I'm going to say it's not.
Hold on, I composed. Steve, you're wrong. It's a Kyoko.
Oh, God damn it!
I'm surprised you got it from there, Harry.
It is a Kyoko quote. It is from Danganronpa 3, so you haven't seen it, Steve. So
God damn it!
How you don't know it? Yeah. Now, but if I tell you where it's from in the series, it will be a spoiler. So I can't tell you where it's from. But I can just tell you that it is from it. Quote number 19. I'm simply recognizing that I've lost. Like I said, this was a trap and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
I'm actually fairly sure this is though a Kyoko quote. I'm sure there's some debate or something where nobody believes her, even though she's right.
Right.
I just have I seem to remember there was something that happened. If I'm probably remembering Danganronpa wrong now, but I seem to think maybe I'm getting mixed up with characters. I thought she, or was it somebody else that got voted off or something? I'm fairly sure it is. So I'm going to say yes, it is a Kyoko quote.
I mean, you're right. I'm not looking sad because you're wrong.
Right. This is it the wrong time, place though.
you vaguely on the right lines, but it is during the bad ending of Trigger Happy Havoc, and it is just before Kyoko gets executed. I've got quite a few. I need like a few more, right? And I'm doing good numbers here, but I need a few more. Where are they not going to expect me to get a Kyoko quote from? Especially Jordan. I was like, where is he not going to expect me to get a Kyoko quote from? I know the bad ending of the game because I've never watched it in my entire life and still. For the record, I didn't watch it. I watched it through screenshots. I literally paused the video the second it started, scrolled to try and find this quote, and that was it. I didn't watch any more. And even then, my heart was going 10 to fucking 1.
You should have watched it. It's a pretty funny video.
Shut up, Jordan. Number 20. The difference between hope and despair is a different way of telling stories from the same facts.
But what's interesting straight away is, like I've said earlier, hope and despair in the same quote. That, to me, stands out as a big Danganronpa, flashing lights, blinking. I can't see this fitting unless this is just like one of them teaser things they do where they bring up hope and despair early on before it's revealed.
Yeah, and then it's like,
I could totally see the game developers doing. Which
yeah.
I mean, I think this is would be like the third or fourth Kyoko quote in a row, but I'm still thinking it could be, but I'm unsure, so I'm going to use Jordan.
He's using the Jordan. All right, John.
My instinct is it's not Danganronpa, or if it is, it's the ending of the third anime, where it's Hajime saying it to everyone. Yes, it has hope and despair in it, in the quote. I don't think this is actually from Danganronpa, though, because it's not about.
You think he's on purposely found a quote that has hope and despair in it to throw us off?
Yes, because to me, it doesn't actually fit with the themes of Danganronpa of hope and despair. Like, all that's basically saying is hope and despair is the same thing. It's just different from the different set of.
Oh, yeah.
It's not actually saying that hope.
That's what.
Yeah, hope, not despair.
I'd not looked at the quote like that and not really figured that. But yeah, of course, in Danganronpa, it literally is different. So there'd be no reason about saying it's from a different perspective. Yeah, you've convinced me. I'm going to say it's not a Kyoko quote because I think John might be right. I think you might have just found a hope and despair thing from a different source.
I mean, I'm feeling exactly like that Kyoko sprite right there right now because Jordan's logic is annoyingly on par. Like, he's almost perfectly got it on the money. Like, it's actually weird. Yeah, you are right. It is not a Kyoko quote. A quote from a British philosopher called Elaine de Botton. It was on the same website as the Albert Einstein quote, and I was just like, again, that sounds brilliant. I'm going to use that. It's time for 21. If we act without thinking, we may make things worse than they already are. But I don't want to use that as an excuse to just stop and do nothing.
Obviously, this is a quote from something, but it's a really weird quote. Like, I don't even know when you use it anywhere. I really wish I'd kept the Jordan for this one slightly now, but I wouldn't have got the last one. I don't think if I hadn't had him, but I really got no idea. I think this is gonna be from something like a really obscure part of one of the Danganronpa games. So I'm gonna say yes, it is a Kyoko quote, and you've got it from somewhere really obscure.
Is that your final answer, that it is a Kyoko quote?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that this whole time you were saying it wasn't, and then you deviated at the end and got it right. For God's sake!
Yeah!
Yes, it is a Kyoko quote, and it is from the school mode of Trigger Happy Havoc. And she says it after it's during an event in school mode called Trigger Happy Heart, which is basically where Makoto can see Kyoko's inner thoughts. And she's thinking about how the situation is and how she feels like she's powerless to do anything about it. And Kyoko confirms that and says it's one of the options he can give. Is that, yes, I agree, you can't do anything about it. And she goes, well, you are right. If we act without thinking, we may make things worse than they already are, but I don't want to use that as an excuse to just stop and do nothing. All right, 22. You don't just give up. You don't just let things happen. You make a stand. You say no. You have the guts to do what's right, even when everyone else runs away.
This is one where I wish I had Jordan line, but I don't.
Yeah, next question.
See, this is I've got the same thought process as last time now.
Yeah,
it's like this could just be a really obscure quote that has context in the scene, but outside of the scene, just the randomest quote ever. This could just be a coincidence, but I feel like there's a very similar quote said in Persona 5. Somebody before they unlock their persona.
All right.
I feel like it's like, because their inner thoughts or whatever on Persona
Yes.
before they unlock it. I feel like this is somebody's inner thoughts type of thing, but that could just be a coincidence that it sounds very similar. So I'm going to say it's not, and I've got a feeling it might just be something to do with Persona 5.
Is this one of the lyrics from one of Striker's songs?
No, what?
Oh, you're both so wrong.
Oh,
Steve, I am ashamed of you. Would you like to know why I'm ashamed of you? This, my friend, is a quote from Rose Tyler from Doctor Who.
no! What?
Yeah, I am ashamed of you.
When?
23. I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair, because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
But I didn't sound familiar until you said desire to keep moving forward. That seems really familiar. I know you would be looking for ones with despair in them, but I refuse to despair. That doesn't sound like it does sound like something would definitely come from Danganronpa, because it's like, I'm refusing to give into the despair that's taken over everybody else type of thing. What's got me is the refuse to get bored. That's just the weirdest line. Like, who would say I refuse to get bored? What? Now I'm starting to oh my God. Half of me's going, well, that bit makes sense for Danganronpa. And then there's the other bit going, yeah, but that doesn't. And it's like, oh no. Like, if it was from because was just the quote, I'd go, it's Danganronpa. If it was the top bit on its own, I'd go, it's not Danganronpa. Oh, I think I'm going to need Jordan on the last question.
All right, okay. So you're saving him for the last one, are you?
It depends how hard the next question is. But I'm going to take a Gant, and I think you've just managed to find another quote with despair in it to throw me off a bit. So I'm going to say that this isn't Danganronpa, so therefore it's not Kyoko.
You're half right, but also half wrong.
Oh,
It is a Danganronpa quote.
but it's not Kyoko.
It's not Kyoko's.
Oh, thank God.
You are right, but also wrong at the same time. What was that, John?
Is it Miyaki's?
No, it's Makoto.
Oh, right.
He says it. I'm not sure. I don't think he actually does say it in the anime, but it is definitely in the game.
Right.
He says it in the final trial in chapter 6, and he does say it to Junko. 24. Now's no time to wallow in your depression. The worst thing we can do right now is lose all faith in each other. That would lead to the same disastrous result as having total faith in everyone else. What are you thinking?
This does sound vaguely familiar.
Okay.
And lose faith
You've
in
said
both.
that for everyone.
Oh my God, I'm pretty sure this is a Ruby quote. In fact, I'm fairly certain it is.
All right.
Faith in every. Yeah, because I think this is when everyone was falling out in volume. What would it be? I think it was volume 7 or 6. I can't remember now. When Salem had sort of been getting to everyone with different things. I'm almost certain it is now. I'm going to say, no, this is not Kyoko quote, because I'm fairly certain it's a Ruby quote.
Oh, what's the chat message Jordan sent me? I'm screaming eternally. Is one of Jordan's favourite Kyoko quotes.
Oh, God damn it!
For starters, I get this quoted to me very regularly.
You do? It's like it's very soon after the change from prologue to chapter 1.
Yes, right.
Yeah. See? Boom. Oh, God's sake. The final question. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. This is your last opportunity to use John.
Yeah,
Is all
I
I'll
know.
say.
I'm
But
just.
it would
I'm gonna
also
say.
make cracking YouTube content if you didn't.
No.
It does sound sort of familiar, but I don't know if I'm remembering something that sounds similar, but not exactly the same. Okay, what do you think then, Jordan? Bringing you in.
100. Well, before I give my reason, 110% is a Kyoko quote.
Oh.
Oh, well done for taking out all the drama. If
All
you're
right,
right.
all right. I just remember because on the tier list when we get onto the Kyoko tier, and you just collectively lose your shit. I'm pretty sure you just at one point break down and start listing all the Kyoko quotes. I'm sure this is one that you've turn around and list in that video. If I'm wrong on this, I would put my ultimate detective status on this or whatever you want.
Oh, bold, that is.
Right, then we're going with it. We're going with it.
This is where we're going to learn that it's one word wrong and I'm going to look like a complete moron.
Fair enough.
Was 100% accurate. Now, last one was one of Jordan's favorite Kyoko quotes. This is one of my all-time favorite Kyoko quotes. You are right. This is a Kyoko quote because it is the best one.
No, it's not.
Shut up, John. No one asked your opinion. Not even Steve. Well, Steve did, but you know. Would you like to know how you've done, Steve?
I feel like I've gone over 15, but only just. I feel like...
Yeah, that's pretty accurate because you got 17 out of 24.
Oh, yes!
So you just got over the 15 mark there. Means you get to avoid the K.T.H.A.L. The K.T.H.A.L, ladies and gentlemen, is the Kyoko 3-hour appreciation lecture.
Oh my God! Thank God!
Avoid a 3-hour lecture from myself on why Kyoko is the best character, not just in Danganronpa, but of all time.
For someone who's heard this, it's not a fun experience.
It is a fun experience. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a comment down below to let me know how you did on this quiz. I would love to know if you got better than Steve, worse than Steve. Do you need the K.T.H.A.L in your life?
We're at 5 more people off being a valid religion.
Oh, yes. Nice. Drop a like.
Leave a comment.
Oh, yeah. Subscribes are always appreciated.
And don't forget to ring the notification bell to hear about our latest videos.
And I'll say something too.
And no human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now.